We take a look at the beginning of this run now. Andy Brass, Bigfoot, the far side, read the start well, got a good jump on the competition, and accelerated firmly to the first line of cars. Got her way up in the air. Same thing on the return. The classic style of Bigfoot, and it proved to be the winner here in the semifinals.
Andy, they just keep getting tougher and tougher. That was a close one.
Yeah, they are. They're getting a little bit better runs now. Like I say, they're getting closer. The cars are getting down, and the guys are making good, smooth runs now.
You know, it's not only are you reacting to the light quicker, this truck moves harder than any we've seen the first 50 feet.
Yeah, this one, we've done a little work to this one, and we've been doing some real good hole shots.
Some speed secrets?
Not really.
There's something Bigfoot's got that nobody else does.
So Andy Brass, Bigfoot, moves into the final round of the monster truck competition. More pulling coming up right after this.
Tractors. We've shown you monster trucks, and now it's time for some variety. These are four-wheel drive pulling truck machines, and all of the ones we're about to see have competed earlier and have made a pull-off. Manuel Moreno will be the first to hook. These are four-wheel drives, so don't look for wheel stands here, right, Paul?
Now, what we will see, Steve, is a very competitive class. Witness the fact that we have 5 different drivers and machines in this pull-off. Moreno, the yellow rose, backs up to hook.
And Manuel Moreno not only is a fine driver, he's also a pretty good handicapper. Earlier, he predicted before the class ever pulled originally that there would be 5 trucks in the pull-off, and that's exactly what we have. These are huge, huge motors, bigger than I've seen in any form of motorsports. Some are rumored to be as big as 700 cubic inches.
Giant motors, giant power, four-wheel drive, so you have to keep everything on the ground in order to get the kind of traction you're looking for. The full pull is set at 300 feet. Moreno is ready.
Now, these machines are not quite as animated as the monster trucks or the pulling tractors, but the crowd loves them because of the intermake rivalry. Ford, Chevrolet, Chrysler Corporation, they're all involved. Manuel Moreno has a good, smooth pull. The Chevrolet power so far doing the job. Here comes the weight. That is going to bring him down. The crowd urging on Manuel Moreno, and this looks to be a good effort.
The run over, not nearly the full pull distance of 300 feet, but 273.58, a good effort nonetheless. And it does set the benchmark, the guideline against which everyone else will have to pull. Taking a look back up to the starting line now, you can see that he spun the tires nice and early, got good even acceleration after he was able to get the inertia on the weight pulling forward. Good control of the machine right down the center of the lane to this point. The decision maker's weight rolls forward, begins to turn the four-wheel drive truck just a bit, and he comes away with 273 feet. So for the moment, Moreno leads in the pull-off of the four-wheel drive trucks. Steve?
Well, Manuel, you certainly correctly handicapped the class run itself, saying it would be more than 3 or 4 in the pull-off. You just 273. How do you feel about it?
I got a dead cylinder. I made that. Both runs I made on the 7-cylinder. So it's real bad. So I don't know what it is, but it was a good pull. I'm happy with it.
Indeed, on 7 cylinders, you should very well be.
Cylinder's not bad.
Okay, of the trucks remaining in the pull-off, who do you think is the biggest challenge to that?
Tennessee and probably will win the class.
Okay, hang down here with me for a while. We'll watch.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thus far, Moreno's been pretty good at predictions. He predicted 5 into the pull-off, and now he predicts that this machine, the Tennessean, driven by Donnie Sanders, will in fact be the winner. But for the moment, it is Moreno at 273 feet. Earlier, Steve ran into an old friend of ours here at the Astrodome.
Paul, only a couple of times a year are you and I privileged to hang around beautiful iron like this truck here on the floor of the Astrodome. But an old friend of ours, Ed Bruce, the original host of American Sports Cavalcade, is making kind of a semi-career out of trucks. As you may know, his new show on TNT, Truckin' USA, is making a big splash. Congratulations. It looks great.
Thank you, partner.
How you doing?
Hey, it's good to see you.
Okay, what are you doing here?
Well, we're here for the same reason you are, covering this TNT event.
What can we expect in the next shows at Truckin' USA?
Well, we're traveling all around the country, kind of a hillbilly Charles Corral, you know, and doing some performance ads. We're going to do some off-road racing. We're doing some old truck museums. Have seen some fantastic trucks at these old truck museums. and meeting some interesting characters that just, you know, people send in their custom trucks, and we've seen some great trucks.
And a little travelogue to boot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, great, fantastic scenery. We're in Sedona in the Red Rock country, and just beautiful.
Okay, well, best of luck to you.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Ed Bruce and Chuck in USA. Tune in on Sports Sundays on TNN.
The old Tennessee Cowboy. No doubt that he's pulling for this machine. It is the Tennessean, driven by Donnie Sanders. They make the final hook up here. The distance to beat, 273 feet. Let's go to Steve Evans with Manuel Moreno at the far end.
Paul, I am down here at the end of the pool course with Manuel Moreno. He sits here with 273 feet. Manuel, this is the Tennessean. Donnie Sanders, the one you said would be the toughest. Here he goes.
Yes, he is the top. He's got a good run going.
Track's still a little bit rough.
He's coming.
You worried?
No, he's not going to make it.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think nobody can pass me.
Nobody can pass you?
I don't think so. He had a good run, but he didn't pass me, so the rest of the guys are good, but I don't think they're as good as he is.
And you know more about this 4x4 sport than this man, Manuel Moreno. We'll see how accurate he is. Thank you, Manuel.
Thank you.
So Moreno changes his own prediction. He originally thought the Tennessean would be the machine to beat, but it didn't come near the benchmark of 273 feet set by Moreno earlier. As we watch the Tennessean run, it got a little light on the front end, and that reduced traction. The front wheels began to spin, and he could not pull nearly the distance he wanted.
Well, Donnie, you know, as you were pulling, I was down here talking with Manuel Moreno, and when you came up a little bit short, Manuel said, nobody will beat me now. If the Tennessean can't do it, nobody can.
Well, I tell you, Manuel made a good run. His motor wasn't even running right, but he made an excellent run, even though his motor wasn't. I never did get hooked up here on his last pull-off, but I don't know. I've come out a little hard or something or other.
Well, thanks for a good show all night.
Thank you.
A little break in the action now over on the truck pulling course, because it's time once again for the monster trucks.
And this is the last race in the semifinals. The winner will go up against Andy Brass in Bigfoot. Here we see Nightlife 2, that just beautiful monster truck, the colors, the attention to detail. And there is Barbarian. You ask yourself, where is Awesome Top? They're supposed to race Nightlife 2. They had a problem earlier. I checked on it. Well, certainly the biggest story of the night among the monster truck action has to be this man, novice driver Mark Brad. And Mark, something happened to Awesome Kong to put an end to this dream.
Blue head gasket. I was hammering pretty hard out there. I think a little more than I had to. I think I did pretty good for my first major race. I think I did okay. I'm pretty happy, and we're going to get the truck back together.
So with Mark Brandt and Awesome Kong out, it will be the Barbarian and Nightlife 2. Barbarian in the close lane. Nightlife 2 over on the far side.
And it's Nightlife 2 away first in that far lane. Here's Barbarian trying to make up that distance. Not much here for the orange truck in the near lane, but sometimes that's good. That means the wheels are down and driving. Now let's compare driving styles on the hairpin. Oh, what a beautiful execution by Nightlife 2. Could not be done any better than that. And he is going to face Bigfoot in the final round. A convincing victory there, and the crowd getting behind that truck.
So Nightlife 2 comes across with a victory. Now watch on the far side. That seems to be the lane where everybody's gotten the jump tonight, as Nightlife 2 came off the line nice and smooth. At the same time, Jim Miller had his problems and stayed behind the entire length of the run. Here's Nightlife 2 on the home stretch now, way up in the air. That's the kind of driving the crowd loves to see.
You know, David, it appears to me that all night long you're getting more confident. You're leaving harder, leaving closer to the green light, more aggressive.
Well, I'm getting the hang of the track, and things seem to be working pretty good for me, so I don't know, I just hope it keeps going the way it is.
All right, only one more, and you know who that is.
Yeah, it's Bigfoot. I've beat him before, but I don't know. It's going to be a good race.
We're looking forward to it. Great job tonight, no matter what happens in the final.
Thank you.
Nightlife and Bigfoot. Should be a good one.
Should be a great one. But let's take a look at the pairing now for the final round of the monster trucks in front of this fantastic crowd at the Astrodome. Nightlife 2 and Bigfoot. The final round of the monster trucks coming up just a little bit later. But first, more four-wheel drive truck pulls as Greg Cook and the crew make some changes, gear changes it appears, on the Wild Blue, the next puller in the pull-off of the four-wheel drive trucks. More action from the TNT Redman Super National.